So when you mention these clearly fake and fraudulent things about either Drake, myself, or someone else, why don't you jump that quickly to like add the nuance and add the context? Well, I'm just reading I'm just reading the Epstein files.
Booming, what up? Booming, hey, booming, what up? Booming, what up? Booming.
What it do, what it does, so you ain't never gotta guess what it was. I'm your host, Saint B Boomin', and we back at it again for another Hip Hop C4. Yeah, and guys, today's topic, we're gonna talk about how Akademiks put belt to Charlamagne's you know what during the sit down. Akademiks actually had a live stream and he started recapping what happened during the sit down. And you already know your boy had to get a little clip of that so we can go ahead and sit down, listen to it, and talk about it. You feel me? Now, on the cusp of all of this, we just had Rory and Maul actually give their take about it, which I highly disagreed with them. You know what I'm saying? Because it was the pot calling the kettle black. And it was biasness over there. And then we had Joe Budden who said that he really didn't care about neither one of them. He said both of them can go ahead and knock each other out. So I don't know what it is with that. But the day actually came and it happened. And now we're getting a little bit of the aftermath with that. And we're about to get into this content right here, right now. Let's go.
It's pretty cool, man. It's not just him asking questions. He obviously tries to ask certain questions. But the problem with Charlamagne is this. Charlamagne, he's not coming to the table super informed. And this, my only fear going into that was, not really a fear, but I was just like, if Charlamagne comes in super prepared and has way more knowledge and info than me, maybe he stumps me at times, but I'm pretty knowledgeable on everything I've been talking about. When I heard him regurgitate certain things, and then I was stopping him. I said, okay, you keep saying you have these gotcha things on crypto, gambling, on Drake, whatever. Let's talk about it. Let's not just mention it. Let's talk about it. So let's go over allegation one. Every time I would get in depth, I realized Charlamagne don't even know what he's talking about, respectfully. Like, you know, so once I seen that, I'm like, you can't show up to this conversation with Akademiks and you don't, like, you're supposed to know all the shit. You're supposed to, you know me, I'm streaming. So, like, even now I'm talking. You're supposed to have some shit in the back pocket. Be like, all right, Ak, I know I ain't tell you this, but what about that? You know, you're supposed to, like, just throw some shit out there and surprise me. Nigga, he was talking about a whole bunch of non-factual shit. I was like, Charlie, you know that's fake, right? I had to bring up the Epstein shit. I'm like, nigga, I said, okay, so if we say Jay-Z's on Epstein list, he quickly corrects me. Well, acting under, but it's anonymous tip. He's not really. Okay, got you. You're right. So when you mention these clearly fake and fraudulent things about either Drake, myself, or someone else, why don't you jump that quickly to like add the nuance and add the context? Well, I'm just reading I'm just reading the Epstein files. I'm just reading it. That's all I was doing. You see how, and that the clip you see went up was me saying, you see how when it's someone you care about, you're quick to dismiss the overall narrative because it's lacking context. But when it's someone that maybe you're trying to, that's why I say, it's a weak type of attempt at propaganda. I said, look at it. You're trying to get it over. No, and that, I basically said, that's why the propaganda from perceivably that side doesn't work anymore. Because I'm going to be honest with you, only a third grader would be fooled by that. And I don't even think they would be.
He talking about Roc Nation.
So that would be the surprising thing. Even a third grader, in my opinion, only they would be fooled. So, again, I think I score things pretty well. whoever is over at Roc Nation, I could tell they're panicking, bro. You know why? The talking points were not updated. I was expecting it for them to be updated. I'm like, all right, Charlotte's probably going to come with the big guns. He's probably going to get like the pre-meeting, the pre-prep meeting was going to be, whatever. The casino explanation was hilarious. The casino explanation, Charlotte was like, yo, Ak. He's like, but I did tell people.
We're going to stop it before he get off into this casino talk. Because as you can see, Roc Nation is probably swinging and punching the air right now because they can't get this man Akademiks out the way. My man came over prepared and he said, man, Charlamagne really didn't want that smoke because he was putting that belt up during that sit down. Guys, it's just crazy because, like I said, these boys had that crazy take yesterday. Like, oh yeah, people could find it. And y'all don't really want to have to get off into these uncomfortable conversations. But y'all gonna have to. You can't put the mirror on someone else when you can't put it on yourself. And that's what Charlamagne basically tried to do with Grand Wizard, Drake, and Akademiks. But when it came to holding him to the fire, that boy dang near melted. So let's get off into how Akademiks and Charlamagne handled this gambling conversation because that's what we was here for. Let's go.
I said, Charlotte, yeah, you told people, AKA the info technically was out there, but for them to go find it, ain't nobody gonna find that bullshit, man. Damn well. And then I said, well, why didn't you tell people on the radio? Well, I didn't tell people on the radio. This is his answer. I didn't tell people on the radio. This was good. I didn't tell people on the radio because, and he admits, he says, if the casino went through, he was going to have equity. Okay. But he says, I didn't tell people because technically I had nothing until it got approved. He said after it got approved, he was going to tell people. I'm like, oh, really?
Really?
Oh, really? Okay. But that's what he said. He said, so, because he did this thing where he's like, do you know if me invested in other things? I said, yes, I know you invested in crystals, a bunch of those. He said, well, why do you know it? I said, well, you said it. He said, well, what else you know I invested in or I'm in part? I said, well, I do know that you and Raekwon did something with some dispensaries. He said, how do you know? He said, I said it. I said, okay, I get what you're going with this, but why didn't you say the thing about the casino? Why? And he told me, he said, well, I didn't say it. He said, number one, it was public. I said, come on, damn well anybody finding that website, bro. Damn well nobody ain't finding it. He said, well, there was nothing to tell until it got approved. But I said to him, I said, well, you're on the air kind of like promoting the shit. Why not just let people know? And I didn't want to do to him what I think he was initially trying. He didn't do it in the interview, but like, I didn't want to have a legal conversation with him. So I avoided saying, well, you could have been violating, blah, 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 blah. But he did mention during the interview, he said the people he needed to disclose it to, he did. And he said it was the government, and he did disclose it to his employer, which is iHeartMedia. But I then fired back, but what about the audience who you were telling that New York City needs it? I didn't really get an answer for that one. And
we're going to stop it right there. And see, this is what I'm talking about. You're not going to get an answer because he couldn't give you an answer for it. He got caught red-handed, or he got caught with his pants down, basically. You're not going to sit up there and try and say on the radio airwaves that you got hand in this. New York need this. Oh, but I forgot to mention that I'm a business partner with Roc Nation and Jay-Z. You tried to line your pockets. Yeah, the paperwork was out there, but people want to find something, they got to put in a little effort. Y'all know that Akademiks said he had to put the search team out there and had to start reading through the files. If he didn't get the heads up from the employee that works at Roc Nation, Akademiks probably wouldn't have found this information. That's why I couldn't understand what Rory was talking about yesterday with that crazy take. It was public. He ain't hiding it. Like you said, Charlamagne is a therapist, a mental health specialist. What does a mental health specialist have to do with a rapper / businessman opening a casino? The two things don't even mix. Guys, tell me what you think about this snippet, this clip. The Akademiks put Belter. Is Roc Nation punching air? Should they be mad because they couldn't take down Akademiks? Has Akademiks been a thorn in Roc Nation's side and continues to prevail? We ain't hear nothing about Grand Wizard. We ain't hear nothing about Drake. We ain't hear the correlation to Akademiks. We didn't. Charlamagne just wasn't prepared. Roc Nation tried sending a big media personality at Akademiks to get the job done, and he failed as well. He just couldn't get the job done. Couldn't silence Akademiks. And that's why y'all have to cross y'all I's and dot y'all T's. People be scared to move out here. It's a dangerous game people playing, especially when it comes to them pockets. Like I said, you going from rap music into dealing with casino brands now. Now this is big money. Them white folks ain't about to let you play with their money. I ain't even about to let you, look, I'm telling you, they not about to let you play with theirs. Off rip. Anyway, guys, if you like content like this, make sure you hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. I'm so close to 500 subscribers. Man, please sub to the channel. You know what I'm saying? If you like content, I'm bringing fresh content to you every day. Man, y'all already know the vibes. I'm your host, Saint B Bowman. I'm gone. Peace.